내가 내가
Welcome back to the main stage and the Motorfest Walk of Fame. It's the place to be if you really want to become a Motorfest legend. Each month is a chance for your name to be marked onto the stars. Here's the Motorfest legend of last month. This month, a new legend rises to the challenge. Have you noticed? Lots of new BMW vehicles were introduced this season. Each one more incredible than the last. Well, this was only the beginning. Let's open the doors to the world of BMW. This month, we're invited to discover the brand's diversity, its track record history, and its future days of glory.
Complete this playlist.
I think if I was invincible and I'd be young forever, I'd probably still be trying to jump for...
The Sian is astonishing, isn't it? With that car, you got to see Lamborghini at its peak, with all the promise that came with it. The perfect final act to this playlist.
Although distance records with the bike the way it is, but for me there's one goal left for me, and that's all I'm working on. So I'm not here to replicate nothing, to do shows around the world. I think those days for me are gone. I just want to do my masterpiece, right? That's all I'm working on, is my masterpiece, and then I'm done.
And yet, the show is not quite over. I mean, what's a good story without a teaser for what could be next? That's right. We have one last surprise for you before you reach the container.
My name's Becky Evans and welcome to Motorfest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and the iconic game from Ubisoft, the Crew Motorfest. Now this is the podcast where I get to chat with some of the world's finest motorsport athletes, and I get to delve into their passions of all things speed, wings and wheels. And you know what the cool thing is? You can actually listen to this podcast whilst you're playing the game. So jump into your dream vehicle, sit back and relax and get ready for the show. Let's go. Now that is the sound of the KTM 450 motorbike that you can actually...
Automobile Lamborghini. Epilogue. Always going for more.
You play in the game. Now this bike has got you covered on road, dirt, sand and even on water, thanks to the very special Motor Surf edition, which has been designed by the athlete that I am joined by today, Robbie Madison. Robbie, thank you so much for having me here at your home.
No worries, Becky. It's an absolute pleasure. And I'm super excited to have my bike in the game, the Crew Motorfest.
No, delighted. I mean, you are a freestyle motocross champion, legend, like absolute pioneer of the sport. And to actually see this place after seeing so many videos of it, it was kind of crazy when we were driving in.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very blessed. It's been an amazing career and I've been able to do incredible things. Red Bull has literally given me wings and it's been amazing, to say the least of it. And this house has become home and it's the dream that I envisioned, and now I get to ride dirt bikes here. I get to share with my kids, and this is the home base for all these crazy ideas. And then we come back here and refocus, reset, and set off on our ways to take on more adventures.
Now you started off, in New South Wales in Australia. You were an electrician.
clean as you can. Impressive. Now that's real Lamborghini power. It's time to reap your reward. Your vehicle is ready for you to claim.
The podcast continues.
Back here and
This was one high-end quality show. A car festival can't get any better than this. Astonishing cars, an idyllic venue, and last but not least, astounding skills. Yes, that's your driving I'm talking about. I believe you turned quite a few heads back there.
refocus, reset, and set off on our ways to take on more adventures.
Now, you started off, in New South Wales in Australia. You were an electrician to begin with, and then you found...
That's why a well-deserved reward is waiting for you back at the container. The Queen of the 90s, a car that owned the end of the 20th century, the 1999 Lamborghini Diablo GT. Now you've got the the perfect retro supercar for a cruise down Waikiki Beach. Congratulations! Is ready to try. Let's go try it. New challenges unlocked. Playlist is ready to try. Let's go try it. to the next objective.